Okay, guys, welcome to another week of Grubb Cast. I'm supposed to have a guest on. Okay, he's coming on. Um, device. It's saying device not connected, Mike. Yeah, Robert, I'm feeling much better. My shoulder only hurts at nighttime when I lay down. Okay, maybe let me go ahead and get started here, and then we'll see if we can get him to pop on. Uh, got a guest on tonight. He's going to talk about the tournament yesterday, Mike Swearinger. So if I can get him on, um, but let's go with the sponsors real quick. Get them out there for everybody. Fish hooks, fish sticks rods, guys. If it wasn't for them Saturday, them rods, I don't think I'd have done what I've done. Same with the bait, hook and donkeys. I put the hook and donkeys bait on a fish sticks rod and put a really good sack of fish together for Rocky Fork for an individual. I was really proud of the day. We'll talk about that in a minute. Sanborn Builders, Ace Hardware, Hobbs Roofing, Pizza Stop, Southern Ohio Sanitation, Williams and Son Construction, and Raccoon Creek Outfitters. Guys, tell them guys out there that you heard me talking about on the show. So, uh, Mike, if you're on here, it's saying device not connected on the back screen. I don't know what's. I don't know. Maybe when I hit you, let me see if I can bring you on too. See, they will need to. They will need to connect their microphone and camera before you can add them to the stream. Mike is what it's saying. I don't know if he can hear me even. Let me take a picture of this real quick, guys, and send that to Mike. Okay, while he's doing that, let's go ahead and we'll talk about the tournaments that I've got wrote down here. Uh, Lake Snowden last Wednesday night. Uh, was I tickled to death to see these guys win. Uh, Andy Jeffers, and he brought his son Garrett, that's 6 years old, out, and they put a whipping on us, guys. They had 5.16 with three fish, and they had big bass of 2.72. Second place was Sean and Ryan Hammond. That's the first tournament they'd been out to. Glad to see them out and back at it with 4.41. Donnie and Dylan Phillips, again, still in the money with 2.48. So they had a really good turnout, guys. You're missing out if you're not coming out on Wednesday nights. We're getting a really good turnout out there. So then Saturday, Athens County Bassmasters, we was down to Rocky Fork. And first place at Rocky Fork was me with 11.96. I caught 9 keepers, guys. It was the kind of fishing I love to do. I was looking at them, and well, at first I wasn't. I was seeing light spots in the water and throwing a Cinco to it, and I caught 4 that way. And then later, as the day went on, I found some clear water, and they'd come up, and I was able to call out them 4 with 4 more that was really nice fish. Had a really good sack for just an individual, and it was a fun day of fishing. Second place was John Butcher with 10.12. And third place was Vince Grisket with 8.11, and he was able to. He got his birthday gift. They bought him a boat for his birthday. 16 years old. It's a very nice boat. I told him, I said, I wish at 16 that. Actually, I think my parents might have bought me a boat at 16, but it was aluminum flat bottom. He's got a really nice fiberglass Pro Craft. So, and he had big bass at 3.48. He's going to be a good stick, guys, coming down the road. Last call Bassmasters was at Dow Lake. They had London Camp and Connor had first place with 3.47. Second place was Wes Sanders and Carson Barring, 3.43. And third place was John and Mike Daniels with 3.37. And the Daniels team and Rose team split big bass at 0.88. That's a big bass. That's a big fish for big bass. Last Monday night, Jackson Lake. First place was Lou and John with 4.70. Second place was Ray for 4.20. And third place was Bob and Wes with 3.78. And Mike H had big bass with 1.88. Today, Monday at Vito. Last call had a Monday tournament at Vito. And Woody Osborne won it with 5.25. And Big Bass was 350. So they had a pretty good day today at Vito. So guys, I'm going to try to get Mike on here now again. I'm going to try to send it to him and see. I may end up off, so bear with me, because I think it tells me that I have to sign off. Well, maybe not. It done it different this time. Maybe this will work. Mike, if you can hear me, I'm sending you another email. Now let's make sure that I'm sending the right one. Yeah, the Gmail. Let me double check. Yep, Gmail. Okay, I think it's sent. So let's see if this one works. Let me send him a text and tell him I sent him another link. Wait a minute. Something's happening here. You sound better when you're off the air. Oh, well, because you're not looking at me, Rusty. Makes it easier on you. Also, too, guys, tonight on the trivia question, we're going to do the twin tail grubs, black and sapphire. It's a twin tail grub from Hook and Donkeys. Let's see if Mike he signed off. I think he's trying to redo it again. Sorry, guys, I'm a little dried out tonight. I mowed 3 yards before I come in and got on the show. I'm trying to get caught up with the yards. Yeah, Travis, that's what I'm trying to get Mike on here to talk about the tournament yesterday at Burr Oak. That's a good tournament they run. Hey, Jack Miller. I'm waiting here to see if Mike can get this. We I've had him on before, so it shouldn't be a problem. The last one he was trying to get on, it said his mic and camera wasn't connected. Here, wait, he sent me a message. Okay, hold on. He's getting his other laptop. He said it won't let him connect the mic on that one, so he's getting the other laptop. So we'll chat here a minute while we're waiting on him to get that. Uh, so anybody have been out there? I do know that May 15th, Buddy Boss is starting up the tournaments up at Delaware on, I believe that's Wednesday evenings, but it's May 15th. They, Steve Calder has started the Thursday mornings at Buckeye Lake on Thursday mornings. So you can go up there at daylight, and I think they only fish till noon on Thursday mornings on Buckeye Lake. They go out of North Shore, I believe they go out of North Shore Ramp. So that'd be a fun little tournament. I wish I could be able to do that one, but I gotta work so I can support my habits of fishing. I'm gonna have this whole bottle of water drink before uh, he gets on. Also, next Monday I will be on here. I want to wish the Pike Valley College. I believe that's it. Let me double check. I'll make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, Pikeville, University of Pikeville. The college guys, they are down at Kerr Lake. Matthew Strickland sent me some pictures yesterday, and he caught two monster stripers and two real nice largemouth on the fish sticks rods. The one that he got for scoping. He says, "Hey Tony, I've been using the rod that my dad got off of you. It has become my favorite scoping rod. I probably caught 20 fish or more on it today." Uh, Aaron bought it from Fish Sticks up at Columbus show for scoping, using it for scoping, and evidently it looks like that there's another happy customer with the Fish Sticks rods, guys. You know, it ain't cause I'm sponsored by them, and uh, they, it, yeah, they're it. Uh, you're not going to find a better family oriented and just everything. Uh, it's just it's just a great company. So grab you a rod from Fish Sticks. Get a hold of me. I'll get you a discount, and you won't be disappointed. Jack Miller's had Tuesday nights at Buckeye set 5:30 to dark too. What ramp did they go out of, Jack? When I press Carol Butcher, when I press to watch, I get a ball game. Oh, I don't know about that, Carol. Hey, Tom. Yeah, I don't know, Carol. I don't know why. I'm not that famous that comes into basketball. I got a North Shore on Tuesday nights. I got a good trivia question night too, but I'm hoping Mike gets his laptop here and we can get him on here because that tournament yesterday was a very very good tournament, and then it was amazing. The guy that he just whoo. So, uh, anybody else do anything this weekend fishing wise? Tournaments? I know Jawjackers was down to Rocky Fork Saturday while we was down there. Oh, also, guys, next weekend, this coming weekend is the regionals for Region 6, May 3rd and 4th. We're going out of the ramp behind the island. I think it's East Shore Ramp, but it's the little ramp. And Fred will be there at 5:30. I do believe, yeah, 5:30 to 6:30 checking in. After 6:30, you'll be considered late, and they will start fishing at 7 o'clock. Okay, here's Mike. Okay, there we go. We'll bring Mike on now, guys.
Yeah,
There.
sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties. Had a new laptop that we just got back from the shop, and apparently it's not fixed. So there you have it. Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good.
So where we at? I've missed all your show. So
Yeah, well, I've got all the tournament results done, except I did not touch on the run and gun Big Bass Bash from yesterday. I'm just going to let you take that and run with it.
okay. Wow, there's a lot of stuff to cover. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. I know you like to keep the 30-minute mark, but
we're fine.
Yeah, first of all, before I get into the all the details of what happened that day, um, the run and gun could not do this without our sponsors. Okay, and guys, I can't emphasize this enough. Um, way this Big Bass Bash works is it's 100% payout. All the entry fees go right back out in prize money. The club doesn't make anything off the entry fees like most open tournaments do, and that's what kind of makes this a little special. Is there's a $5,000 purse, and obviously it gets split up amongst the hourly winnings, either big bass of the hour, second big bass of the hour, or the biggest bass of the day and the second biggest bass of the day. But our sponsors are the backbone of this tournament, and this is the 7th year we've done it. And Blue Rock is they come up. Blue Rock, Jesse French there. He come up. He's a member of the Run and Gun. He's been a member, since we started. I think this is our 9th year of a club, and he came up with the idea, and his business has supported us, and he makes great bass tackle. Guys, you got to support him, because if not, it's not just us that he supports. He supports, the TBX, Buckeye Elites, Jawjackers. I believe this year he's the Ohio State bass fishing team. He's supporting, and it's not just those. There's other little organizations that he donates to, and so it's important that these small businesses get rewarded for their efforts. And it's not just Jesse. We have hourly sponsors. James Hebner Excavating. He's been there the entire time, along with Tommy Hebner. He has an excavating company. Harrison and Hebner Excavating. Rod's Tire Shop. And he's in South Zanesville. Let's see. New to this year is Greg Peckham with We Frame Construction. So yeah, it's those small businesses that contribute to this program. It's just awesome. And then you have Tough Rods. He's Charlie at Tough Rods. He like every year he donates a rod that we give away at the event. So everybody listening out there, please support these guys. So with that being said, we really did think that today or yesterday would be a tough day because we had a cold front come in, and it was a bluebird sky that morning. And we was, the directors, that morning as we was doing check-in we was laughing about it. It's like, this may be one of the years where because we pay out 2 places every hour, and there may not be enough fish weighed in for each hour, and we have to split up the prize money. Well, we was severely mistaken because guys hammered them yesterday. And one team in particular, I want to make sure I get the names right here. Let's see. Jason Abella and Joe Hinkle. Those 2 guys figured it out. They had the right bait, and they had it. I'll just put it to you this way: adjusted just right where they hammered them. And guys, they took home. They won 4 hours, and it got a second in another. And not just that, then they won Big Bass overall. And second Big Bass overall. So yeah, they walked out with a stack of plaques and a wad full of money. I mean, they just hammered them. Their biggest fish that they weighed in, let's see, it was on hour 6. It weighed 7 pounds. It was a monster. It was 23 inches long. And it had girth, and you can tell she was getting ready for the bed because she had a bloody tail. And the cool part was, because you got to realize, folks, these guys, caught a bass wherever they was at in their first location, drove back to the ramp at Dock 4, then weighed, drove all the way back to where they was at, caught another, and drove all the way back. So if you've not been there before, it's a 9-9 lake. So some of these, and they was in a 9-9 boat, but still, it wasn't like it was ripping down the lake. I mean, it's just a standard 9-9 because we check that morning. Bill Walters checks. And so they give up their fishing spot because guys watched them catch fish. They go back and they do this 5 times. And throughout the day, they weighed a total of 5 fish, but they could have weighed 8. Honestly, they could have weighed 8 because each team's allowed to weigh 8 times, 1 time per hour. And those 5 fish weighed 25.69 pounds. Think about that for a minute. That is a monster bag. I don't care where you're at, especially, and I'm talking about Ohio. I'm not talking about down south.
Yeah.
In Ohio, that is a monster sack for 5 fish. And they executed it perfect. I mean, leaving their spot, coming back, guys around them, and they're still catching fish. And when I talked to one angler, they both passed each other, like, one's going down the bank, one's going up the bank. As they passed that other angler, within 2 or 3 minutes, as they was casting, they caught another bass that they brought to the scales. It might have been the 5-pounder, I think. So yeah, they just had it dialed in, and it was just an amazing thing to see, quite frankly. But there was other guys that caught a lot of fish too, but nothing like that. And I fished Burrook quite a few years, and you always hear stories about guys. Oh, I went out and I was practicing. I caught all these, guys. They did this in a tournament. This wasn't play fishing. These guys were out there competing against 49 other boats, and they just knocked it out of the park, quite frankly. The stars lined up, and they had it dialed in, and they took complete advantage of it. So with that being said, let me go through through these results. The first hour was Craig and Jamie Brandon won at 3.3 pounds. Second place was Kim Kearns and Bob McLaughlin at 2.51 pounds. Second hour, Howard Miller and George Carr, they had a 4.95. And second place went to Jason Abella and Joe Hinkle. That was the 1 hour they got second. And think about this. It was a 3.98 fish. It was almost a 4-pounder. Then they got second place. So these guys had a heck of a stringer. Hour 3, Doug Clifford, Kobe Thompson, they had 3.32 pounds. Ab Reed and Mike Bowman had 3.18 for second. Hour 4, Jason Abella and Joe Hinkle, they had a 5.35. Joe Albers and Gary Simons had a 4-pounder for second. Hour 5, Jason Abella and Joe Hinkle again, 4.74. Tim Smith and Ray Kirkbright for second had 1.87. Hour 6, Jason Abella and Joe Hinkle again with a 7-pounder. Folks, go on the Run and Gun webpage. The pictures are there if you want to see this beast. Ab Reed and Mike Bowman again, they got second. They had a 3.30 pounder. Hour 7, Jason French, Troy Kuhn had a 4.37. And Joe Albers, Gary Simons for second place had one for 2.85. Hour 8, Jason Abella and Joe Hinkle, 4.62. And second place went to Alexander and Foster with 3.46. We had 31 bass come across the scales during this event, totaling 95.6 pounds. I did some quick math, and that's like 3.09 or 0.08 pounds. It depends if you round up or round down per fish. That's pretty impressive. For Southeast Ohio, a 9-line lake, pretty good. And quite frankly, I've been hearing about, some of the weights that have been coming out of Alum Creek, and guys, they're up there just smashing them, and they're getting they're turning in 22, 23 pound sacks, and these are smallmouth and largemouth. These guys did 25.69. Wow. So also I want to thank some other people that, we try to recognize at the time. And Tony, you was there. It's busy.
Yes, it's very busy.
Especially at the end of the day. And and also at the beginning of the day. Everybody wants to talk at the beginning of the day, and we try to talk to everybody. And also at the end of the day, it's the same thing. But I want a special thanks to Michelle and Joe Vinson. Uh, they both work the scales. They brought breakfast for the guys working the scales. Um, Bill Walters, the director, his wife Tony Walters, they've been there. They was there. They've always been there, working the scales. I was there. Charlie from Tough Rods was there, helping guys when as you come in. We have to make sure your boat doesn't hit the dock there or the sidewalk, whatever you want to call it. And they check live wells as I'm weighing fish and Bill's document and everything. So, well, I want to special thanks to them, and also Ryan Woods and Alyssa Woods, folks. This is the second year now. They make a big, just gosh awful pot of crappie clam chowder. It's fabulous. Guys, just eat it up. So, if you're listening to this, Paul and Alyssa, thank you very much. The guys love it, and we appreciate it. And let's see, what else? Also, in case anybody wants to know, after check-in, after we handed out all the plaques prizes, we did a 50-50. I think Kevin French won the 50-50, and Austin Shields won the Tough Rod giveaway. But after that, we take entries for 2026. And next year, the date is set for April 26, 2026, and it's a $100 entry. And so far, we have 25 entries. And this is and it's capped at 50 because the state doesn't allow us to have no more than 50 boats at Dock 4 at Burr Oak. So I'm telling everybody now, if you want it next year or you want to try it for the first time, private message Tony to get my information because you'll need to mail me a check. And I know some of you out there listening will probably want to hand somebody $100 to one of the other directors, which is George Carr and Bill Walters. Guys, that's just too much money exchanging hands. It's a lot simpler if I just get a check in the mail and we document it that way. Your spot will be held. And no, it's non-transferable, and there's no refunds because, folks, the field filled up in February this past year, and I received phone calls after phone calls, guys wanting in. So if you want in, there's 25 spots left. You better sign up now or before the end of the year because it'll fill up. Just that simple. One more thing. Guys we handed out just a pile of Frog Ranch salsa that was donated. Howard Miller was able to, and Frog Ranch has been doing this for us for years. They donate free jars of salsa that we give out. Again, we try to make this a very fun event. Either you love Burr Oak or you don't. But this past Sunday, Abella and Hinkle fell in love with Burr Oak. Just that simple. I mean, they played it perfect. And the cool part is guys around them watched these catch these fish, and they saw that from a distance what they thought they was using. I'm here to tell you they had it tuned because we got to see it up front and close when we was weighing in fish because they told us. And before anybody wants to ask or think about asking, no, I am not telling you what they was doing different just because out of respect to those guys. All right, just that simple. It's a respect issue. Not going to do it. But yeah, it was a great time. I can't. It was great seeing everybody. It's a great event, and I can't praise the guys who participate and the sponsors, and and actually, what we had an incident down there that morning. We had a boat that was literally going on plane and almost hit another boat, and this was confirmed by several other um, by several teams fishing the tournament. Because they called us and they called the park office, or I think they're central dispatch. I don't know, for the law enforcement officer. It wasn't one of our boats. It was it was a young person that was doing the creel count. Honestly, he probably didn't know where he was. His second time ever doing it. Luckily, he didn't hit anybody. But the park officer and ODNR wildlife officer showed up and took care of the problem. And we was very thankful of that, because obviously no one got hurt, but it slowed him down. And I'm not sure if he got cited or not, but I saw some paperwork being issued, and that's all I can say. So, any questions, Tony?
Well, Tim Wilson had asked here what the tournament was called, and it's Big Bass Bash Run and Gun. Tim, I'll get you the information.
Guys, we will post we will post a flyer on our Facebook page and share it. Keep in mind this event takes a lot of behind the scenes preparation and things of that nature. And Bill Walters and I and George Carr put this together along with help with Joe Vincent and some other people. Bill will get that flyer made up for next year, and we will post it on our Facebook page and share it. But before we do that, you have to understand we still have to secure sponsors for next year. So we, before we put anything on the flyer, if that makes sense.
Yep. And it's I love fishing it. I caught a fish right off the bat that was 185, and I hauled it around because it's a game. It ain't just catch a fish and go weigh it. If you want to try to play the game, and and
oh, absolutely. And running the scales is a lot of work, but I'm here to tell you, it's a blast to watch, because I'll give you a small example. Folks, the scales start open up at 7:30. Blast off's at 7. First 30 minutes, it's idle only. Okay, I don't care if you have a 9.9 or a 5 horse or you're rowing. It's idle. You are crawling. Everybody has to idle for the first 30 minutes. And the reason being is, one, like yesterday, it was foggy.
it's bad.
We had a lot of fog. And two, guys with big motors like yourself, Tony, that come in there with their 250, 225s, and whatnot. So it makes it fair. So the number one boat, he doesn't get passed. So that way, somebody that's in that boat 15 doesn't pass boat number 1 that's idling. Okay, so we make it fair. But after that first 30 minutes, the 9.9s can run, the big motors have to idle, and the scales open up. So back to the whole scale strategy thing. So the scales open up at the bottom of the hour, and it stay open till, let's say, if they open up at 7:30, that first hour runs till 8:29. Because at 8:30, the new hour begins. So here's what happens. A couple guys come in. They both have fish. and they'll both sit there and talk to each other, and they're lying because they're trying to see what the other guy has, because they're looking at the board, seeing that, okay, I have a fish that might get second place, but if I use my fish now and that guy pulls his out and he weighs in, I've just wasted a fish. And we've seen it happen time and time again. So these guys will sit there and banter back and forth like a chess match and figure out who's going to get you. Because once you take your fish and you step on the sidewalk to weigh, you have to weigh it. There's no getting back in the boat. Either you weigh your fish, you throw it back, or you're DQ'd. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because we only allow one fish in the live well at a time. This tournament's also designed to keep the stress off the bass. Is right around the live well all day. With 4 or 5 other fish, and so we want those fish back in the lake as quick as possible. So yeah, there's an extraordinary amount of strategy.
Yes, and it's fun. It's
a
lot of
absolutely.
fun.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We get a chuckle out of it every year watching you working the scales. Any more questions?
There hasn't been anything pop up lately. Tim said he would get with me. And when people's got fish, I mean, when I text you what's been weighed in, I've got a fish. You just don't,
right.
You don't know what it is.
Well, and also we do this not just for the big boats, but the small boats as well. Throughout the entire day, anybody can call either myself or Bill Walters and see what the hourly update is. So they don't waste coming back to the scales, that time coming back to the scales. If they have a 2-pounder and nothing's weighed in, those guys, they may run in and weigh it real quick. So that's another part of that, that we try to alleviate a lot of run time, is they can call or text, and we'll give them live updates of what is on the board, or who, or if we're in the process of weighing in.
Yep. Okay, well, no other questions. Nobody's popped on. I guess I appreciate you coming on. I'm glad you got with me and said that this is a good thing to talk about tonight. So
yeah, I just want, a lot of guys will read the Facebook, the post on Facebook that I did, this morning on the results, but there's a lot of behind the scenes that there's just not enough, time to type it all out and tell a good story. I mean, it's just, it's a good time. And again, I can't stress this enough. Please, guys out there watching this, support the guys who support this event. It's very important to them. I mean, they're these small businesses, they depend upon it. And quite frankly, if they fail, we fail.
exactly.
Because it keeps this industry alive and keeps the sport alive. All right.
Yep. Okay. Well, you want to stay on for the trivia question, or you want me to put you backstage?
Why not? I don't know what it is. Let's see if I can get it.
Let's see here. Well, first I got to find the picture. I screenshot it. I'd say you're going to have to get Google out for this one. Well, if I can find it. Here it is. Are you kidding me? Okay, well. Okay, here it is. There's 2 guys that has won 4 Bassmaster Classics. So tell me the name of the 2 guys that has had 4 wins in the Bassmaster Classics. There's only 2 of them.
Ooh, that's a good one. No, I'm not going to Google that one either.
There's been 50 Bassmaster Classics, and there's been 2 guys that's won 4 times. There you go. Fred Teets got it.
What'd he win?
Rick Clunn, and Kevin Van Dam. He put Rick Clubb, but I know Rick Clunn and Kevin Van Dam. Dean Barnhart. No, not Roland Morton. Huh? He won the Sapphire Twin Tail Grubbs.
Guys, those are very versatile. Yeah, I'm here to tell you, between a jig trailer or just rigging it Texas rig with a peg weight, I mean, or just literally just Texas rig weedless, it's a very versatile bait. He'll enjoy it.
They don't look bad on the chatterbait either.
No, they don't.
And a swim jig. I like them on a swim jig better than any of them.
Yeah.
They look really good on a swim jig.
A swing head, they'll also fit a swing head. So don't.
Yes, they will. And Fred said, donate them to a youth, please. So I will take them Wednesday night to Lake Snowden again. I had 2 high school kids last week that I was asking a question for them to answer to win the baits. When Garrett walked up, a 6-year-old, and I said, you know what? Never mind, high school kids. This boy don't even have to answer a question. He wins the baits. And he was tickled to death walking to the boat, not letting his dad see the baits that he got.
I'm sure Andy liked that.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Andy really liked when I handed Garrett the $100 bill for winning that night.
That's cookie money.
But, okay, Fred, I will do that. I definitely will donate them to a youth. I really enjoy you guys doing that, and getting these kids involved. Especially like 6-year-old kids, and then the one of them last week, the high schools, was Vince, and him and his partner, they come out on Wednesday nights and fish together. They're juniors in high school, and then Vince goes down to Rocky and gets 3rd place in big bass on Saturday.
Nice.
And you didn't probably catch that. His dad bought him for Christmas, for his 16th birthday. They bought him a ProCraft bass boat. It's a really nice boat. I was like, man, 16th birthday present. That's a sweet present.
Yeah, that one will keep giving for years to come.
Exactly. Yes, it will. But okay, well, guys, I appreciate you all being on here. And Mike, I will get out there. I need to get me and Josh. I guess I'll just pay it, and then we'll figure out with Josh, or I'll just pay it and see what happens.
Yeah,
I don't want to miss out on.
One last time, look for the Facebook post for the entry forms. It'll give instructions on the mailing address. If you don't want to wait on that, message Tony, and he'll give you the address, and and everybody, make the checks out to Run and Gun Bass Busters, not to me. We have an account at a local bank here, so.
Yeah, and it, guys, you won't regret fishing. It is a lot of fun.
All right,
I just
Tony.
wish the fish would have been doing a little different what they was doing. They
were biting. You just wasn't using the right bait.
I was looking. You know what I was doing. Rocky messed me up the day before.
Yeah, it probably did. Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I appreciate it. And guys, I'll see you next week on another show. See you later, Mike. Guys, till next week. Thanks for being on here, and another great show. See you next week.